If you're engaged to be married, you may be wondering, do I need a prenup? Today, more couples than ever are creating prenuptial agreements, and not just the ultra-wealthy ones. I'm Daniel Hunt, a certified legal specialist, and in this video, I'll explain what a prenuptial agreement is, who needs one, how to create one, and what happens if you don't create one in California. What's a prenuptial agreement? A prenuptial agreement, also known as a prenup, is an agreement entered into before marriage, which outlines what will happen to the income and assets owned by each partner in the event of divorce, separation, or death. By creating a prenuptial agreement, you can indicate that separate property you own prior to your marriage will remain separate, meaning yours alone, instead of being subject to California community property laws. You may choose to create or update an estate plan and a prenuptial agreement at the same time as you prepare for marriage. That way, you can include a future spouse in your estate plan or ensure that any children you may have from a prior marriage will still receive an inheritance when you pass away. So who needs a prenup? Creating a prenup is generally a smart choice for anyone who has financial assets, debts, or children from a prior marriage, or anyone who wants to gain clarity regarding their financial future. In other words, it's a smart idea for almost anyone planning to get married. So why should you create a prenuptial agreement? Here are 4 reasons to create a prenuptial agreement. First, you want to clarify your financial rights and responsibilities. A prenuptial agreement provides a clear and transparent outline of each partner's financial rights and responsibilities as they prepare to enter a new marriage. This provides peace of mind and a solid understanding of your future financial life. Second, you may want to avoid a long, messy fight over money if you ever divorce. No one gets married with a plan to later divorce, but if that does happen, a prenuptial agreement will help to clarify how your property will be divided and whether you or your spouse will receive alimony. Third, you want to protect yourself from liability for your future spouse's debts. Today, the average American under the age of 35 has $67,400 in debt. The average American student loan debt is around $30,000. A prenuptial agreement can protect you from being held liable for your future spouse's debts in the case of divorce, separation, or death. Fourth, you want to make sure that your children from a prior marriage will inherit your separate property after your death. Without a prenup and estate plan, a large portion of your property may go to your surviving spouse after your death. So how do you create a prenuptial agreement? To create an enforceable prenuptial agreement, you and your future spouse will both need to find independent legal counsel. One attorney will prepare the written agreement, and the other attorney will review it thoroughly and make any edits that are needed. Both attorneys will prepare a schedule of financial assets for the partner that they represent. Once both parties agree on the final draft, both parties will execute the agreement. Your future spouse will need to have at least 7 days between first receiving the agreement and signing it for the agreement to be enforceable. So what happens without a prenup? California is a community property state, meaning that property and debt acquired during the marriage are usually divided equally between the two partners in a divorce. But real-life finances can get messy. Assets may be commingled, making it complicated for a judge to determine who gets what. While a prenuptial agreement doesn't guarantee a given outcome with absolute certainty, it can outline important information about who owned what property and the original intent of both partners at the time of marriage. So what happens if you absolutely can't create a prenuptial agreement before the wedding? Consider doing a postnuptial agreement. While postnuptial agreements have a tendency not to hold up quite as well in court as prenuptial agreements, they're better than nothing. Prenuptials do have an added benefit that the future spouses can choose to walk away from the engagement if they can't come to a financial agreement before the wedding. So if at all possible, you'll want to plan well ahead of time to seek independent legal counsel before tying the knot. So that's it. I hope this information has helped you understand why every engaged couple should consider creating a prenuptial agreement. If you're engaged to be married and would like to meet with one of our attorneys to discuss creating a prenuptial agreement or an estate plan, please feel free to contact us. Thanks.
We hope you found this video helpful, and if you'd like more information on estate planning or our law firm, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, or our website that are listed below. If you'd like to contact us, you can do so at 916-488-9788 or at our email info@dhtrustlaw.com. Thanks.